It's tabletop time. I am Dave.
I am Elle.
I'm Murray.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Jazza. And this episode of LUCEVERA, Chapter 3, reminds me of a conversation I had a few minutes ago with Elle about how great podcasts are. Do you know what were we saying? That
it's coming back to me. I think we were talking about how fantastic podcast listeners are. And how many places you can listen to it on as well. Because there's like Apple Podcasts, there's Spotify, there's maybe Google.
let's face it, it's mainly Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
It's like 98%.
But if you're not on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we still appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can people listen to this on a podcast?
You know what? They can.
So if they don't want to use their eyes and they want to use their ears on the go.
Thank you for bringing that up. We were just going to plug podcasts in general.
Yeah. I was getting it. I was like, where is this going? I love podcasts.
You would do it. You would do it.
I'm so sorry.
Keep going. You're doing a great job.
Go, Jen, go.
So if you want to tune into us and not use your eyes but use your ears, you can check us out on our podcast services, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or where you get your good podcasts. That's where we'll be.
If you do,
Here's a little secret tip, right? Even if you prefer to watch us, you actually can. There's no rule against this. You actually can open up Spotify or Apple Podcasts, find us, and upvote us or like rate us or follow us. Yeah,
that would be cool.
You don't even
nice.
have to like listen to us.
Don't tell them that. Yeah.
Don't tell them. But you should totally do that.
But if you know
then
from watching
people
on
will hear our
YouTube that
stuff.
it's good, like then you're not really lying, are you? You're just letting other people in other places know you like it.
Go vote for us by following us on podcast
podcasters
platforms.
in our video comments when they want to come and comment.
Absolutely.
Vice
We
versa.
release them at the same time. In fact, sometimes it comes out a little moment sooner on podcasts. This process is quicker, a little early access. Even if you just follow the podcast just to get the little, they've released an episode, and go watch us on YouTube. You can do that. So go do that.
You know all the tricks.
I do. All the cheeky, bloody, naughty
Madness. Absolute madness. But tonight is not about advertising podcasts. It's about playing a role-playing game set in the world of LUCEVERA. And who would like to tell everyone who maybe forgot what happened last week?
I'm throwing Jazzer under the bus.
He just spoke so much. I'm not. Murray and Jen have said almost nothing.
Excuse me.
Gosh, Jen, how
Excusez-moi.
Cool. All right. So, we started off in the last episode basically getting ready to set off on our first quest. We organized ourselves, had a couple of conversations that maybe went well and maybe not. We'll see later. And then we set off and journeyed over 6 days, I think. 7 days, maybe. No, it's 3 days there. I've got my notes right here, which I could have read, but I decided to stare at the camera.
I
were long
took
days.
notes, but they didn't save.
Oh, boo.
Wow.
This is why you use paper.
I took notes. Look, they're completely
They
saved in this book here.
Yeah, paper notes are the go.
Cool.
It's my first time trying to take notes.
I'm proud of you for trying, and I want to encourage you to keep trying.
Okay.
What are you taking notes on your phone?
Yeah.
And you're gonna make sure to save it afterwards?
Maybe.
That's good. What else happened?
Got mad.
Some of us witnessed a phoenix in the King's Menagerie.
What?
Yes.
A phoenix?
A phoenix.
That's exciting.
We passed through the town of Langstead, through the land of Piero, passed through Pomelo, and we have finally reached Blavium.
Oh, yeah, Pomland.
And at the front of that, we encountered a golem, still performing a task around a building that has long fallen down. And then we heard distressing cries at a local graveyard.
And that's where we'll pick up. It is not quite sunset, but people are sort of heading home for the day. And yeah, you were walking up the street. You've walked past Orcus repeating its eternal task in front of the old tower. And you are all sort of heading up the hill, and you've heard a few cries of sort of argument and annoyance at a cemetery on the way up into town. And you can see that there's a small group of people huddled around what looks like an open grave ready for someone to be buried in with dirt on the sides of it. You can, of course, choose to just proceed into the town, or you can stop and check it out.
Pretty sure we strode over.
Bianca,
one can always adjust their stride between episodes
One can
and do the
not.
old whoop and just walk in the other direction.
hard pass when you see someone come the other way. Whoop.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm walking with purpose.
Okay.
Thank you. over to
you
the
stride
graveyard.
over to the group, and as you get closer, you can see that there are two rather paunchy looking sort of 30-somethings wearing a little bit mismatched armor and chainmail, sort of leaning on a shovel, standing next to the other, and they seem to be sort of withstanding a barrage from an older lady who is sort of quite upset and is shouting at them. As you sort of enter earshot and reach the edge of the cemetery, you catch the words of Violetta saying, "You should have done more, I tell you," and they're not responding to this.
What's going on here?
There's a moment of surprise, and then a lazy pair of eyes turn to you from one of the armored-looking fellows. Looks over. "Oh, a cavalier. Oh, hello.
Hello. Is he a guard? Is he like in guard uniform?
It's some kind of mismatched armor.
Okay.
Leans over to his partner, who is a similarly aged woman, similar build, similar vibe, and whispers something. "Oh, we didn't send for any of the king's guard. What are you doing?" Ha! And then salutes and clearly doesn't have a clue what the decorum or conduct is, but they both kind of suddenly stand upright and pull up a weapon. Like they have a loose spear that seems quite old, and pulls it up and sort of stands at attention.
No, you didn't send for anyone. I just happened to be passing by, but it seems like there's some trouble going on.
Yeah, sort of. Well, Violetta here is complaining about the state of the burial of her late husband.
Right. I'll turn to Violetta. What is the problem with the burial?
Well, he was buried here, and now he's not. I thought someone's taken my husband.
You said there was an open casket.
Open grave. Like someone's yet to be buried in it.
Okay.
There's dirt piled to the side, and I may have mentioned there's a casket there. Yeah, there's a casket
And
there.
it's open.
It's open.
Yeah.
Ooh. When was he buried?
2 nights ago.
Right. And it's only just been dug up now?
She looks questioningly to the two, what you gather might be guards, as if they're a source of authority on the topic, and they're just like, well, it was all sealed up yesterday, and today it's not. So probably bears or something in it.
You think a bear could do this? You ever seen a bear open a casket?
Jules looks over and, well, to be right, I've never seen a bear at all, but I presume they could do something like this. They're fairly large, right?
Batman would probably, I'll at least have walked over. The casket has been just cleanly opened, or is it smashed open?
It seems fairly cleanly open.
There's not a crowbar.
I'm going to get you to. I'm going to make an investigation check.
Okay.
Challenge level 3.
3 successes.
Okay.
Good
So,
choice.
inspecting the casket as you lean down and have a look at it, Arvin finds that it does seem fairly cleanly opened. There's no smash marks or bear paw swipes or anything like that. It's just kind of open. The lid has been prized off. Would have been nailed shut. It looks like the lid was opened by, you would guess, a human, because it's not broken or shattered or anything.
Right. So you say that he was buried 2 days ago. And yet you confirmed that he was still sealed 1 day ago.
I visited the grave myself.
Sorry to ask, but did you physically see the body put in the coffin?
I mean, yeah. We all did. Throw flowers on and all the usual stuff.
There This is very odd. Any sightings around town recently? Anything strange?
Not that I can think of. And then she kind of looks down. Her anger has ebbed into just like sadness and confusion. And the two guards stiffen up and stand a bit straight and they go, "Oh yes, there's been a bit of oddities around here, if you must say, Cavalier. We've been investigating it,
Right.
taking it on ourselves, haven't we?" They look very proud of themselves. Like,
I sidle up to Arvin and just say, where did we expect our delivery to have been intercepted? In this town or?
In the port? Looking...
this town is where it originated
Yeah,
from.
it is in this town.
But do we know specifically
Yeah,
where?
was there like an actual destination, or do we need to determine that?
You would need to it was just it would have been shipped from like the mines most likely.
So the port
but
was the
I
best
don't
place
have
to
any
There's no
start.
knowledge
port.
of that.
Oh, okay.
It's a town in the hills. So there's like a trade hall near the mines where they process it.
Okay.
Like, we'll have to determine what became of it.
There seems to be things going wrong a little bit in this town.
Yes. Well,
Meddling.
I agree. Yeah, that's why we're on the job.
So, what have you found in your investigations?
Well, you wouldn't believe it, but points to the ground. Someone's or something's dug up a corpse.
Wow.
Anything else? You said there were strange sightings.
Did I?
Yes.
Did he? I don't remember saying there were strange
I
sightings.
asked Violetta if there were strange sightings.
And she said
then
no.
They piped up.
They
and
strange
said that they're
occurrences.
Strange
yeah.
occurrences.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what would be strange is it's not the first one.
But this has happened to multiple graves.
Yeah, thrice done this grave business.
how recently?
Grave business.
Hilarious.
Oh, the last week or so. Maybe 2.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty good. Out of character.
It
Well-
seems to be gravely serious, so I think we should continue.
Well, I mean, no. Yes, it's morally abhorrent.
So, this has been happening regularly. Have you put anyone in charge of watching the graves?
Or done anything about it?
They like gesture to each other. We're right here, like, aren't we?
And you haven't seen anything?
Well, no. I mean, nothing's happened while we've been, on duty.
And when are you on duty?
Well, I've got to work at the mines. No, it's about sunrise until, well, my missus puts on supper. And Jules is like, who hasn't spoken much. Yeah, and I've got to do the laundry, and I've got my chores, and then look after the kids till they're put down, and then, well, I mean, I've got to get a good night's rest. So probably about a couple of hours from sunset to a few hours later than that. And, yeah.
So nobody is on duty in the night time.
Well, I mean, who would be?
The people taking the graves, the coffins, maybe.
Oh, I mean, if you want to stay up all night and look after it, we try our best.
Is it just you two here to look after the town?
Oh, I mean, I'm a miner and Jules is a maid, so we just kind of took it upon ourselves because people was be digging up graves. We thought that wasn't right, so here we are, serving as
Right.
best we can in the times we've got.
Well, great civilian duty there.
Yeah. And militia makes us strong, and they slam their like their dodgy spears to the ground.
Do you know where the other graves that have been dug up are?
Well, there's one over there, and well, I mean, this one. This is the second time.
You said it was thrice.
Well, yeah, there's one over there, and then this one twice.
Oh.
Well, I mean, once the
Okay.
old body was out of it, there was kind of a hole that was dug, and it seemed a waste of a good hole not to put another body in it.
Wow.
Did you use the same box as well?
I mean, ain't cheap to make a casket. Most people can't afford them.
Right, so it's the same grave twice and then one other one.
That's it. Yeah.
They probably got a deal.
I told
on
you
the
we've done
casket.
some investigating.
What time is it?
It's
roughly?
like it's not quite sunset. It's like it's starting to get there.
Perhaps we should find our lodgings and see if we can discern what is happening amongst the locale.
Yes, maybe we keep an eye out or we report to whoever's, actually on duty.
I hate to chime in, Miss Cavalier, sir. Yarrick,
Almost.
by the way.
Bianca,
This is Jules.
D'Aquila.
There isn't really anyone on, what did you say, on duty?
Yes, so do you have people protecting the town?
Yeah.
Besides, miners and maids who already have jobs.
Like a guard?
No.
Yeah, it's like a guard.
Why would we need a guard? He's got to pay for that. No one bothers the town, and when we do, we band together as a citizenry and we bloody beat the tar out of them, don't we?
How big is this town?
Probably like 500-600 people. It's a decent sized town.
And that would warrant some sort of guard, right? No? Okay.
Most towns don't have guards.
Interesting. All right.
No law enforcement at all.
No, the law enforcement is done by the people at the behest of the nobles.
Interesting.
So if someone commits a crime, a sort of like a
It's like a mayor,
there'll be an appointed aristocrat who's sort of like a part-time. What's the term? I'm missing the term. It's like the person who deals with a coroner. So there'll be like a part-time coroner who would just get called up when something happens, and same with a judge. And then they'll basically declare someone guilty of something, and then the town will just round them up if they need to.
So does the town
They enforce themselves.
Is there usually someone that's a leader, or is that kind of found throughout?
In terms of the militia,
Like a mayor
it'll
or-
just be at the behest of the noble in the town.
Oh, I see what
So
you're saying. now. Okay.
most now you might find that the noble of the town has a few house guard, but they will literally be protecting their property,
Yeah.
not the
Okay,
town at
cool.
large. Because it's pretty expensive to pay people to just wander around doing nothing,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
If you break the law, you get the tar kicked out of you. So.
Well, I could stay.
Overnight. Not by yourself in a dangerous, outside location.
In a place we don't know yet. I think investigating with our social skills is probably a better start.
Sure.
Or at least let's find somewhere to stay and then
Perha-
maybe we can come
perhaps-
back if we need to.
Yes.
It's just an offer.
We could even do shifts
Yeah.
to just keep an eye, see if we come across anyone or anything strange.
Yes, it might even be linked to your missing shipments. Who knows? Let's go into the town, shall we?
Let's.
Bye.
Condolences.
Missing lumber, missing bodies. Hopefully it's not all in the one place.
And we head to the inn, the tavern.
Walk up towards the town. And you stride forth, and I will describe the town. So it's an older, colder environment where stone is sort of grey stone and hewn from the mountainside. Buildings are largely stone with wood around the periphery. So you can sort of see when the center of town comes up because the buildings become made of stone. There's a few larger buildings towards the center of town. One such looks like a trading hall. Another one, perhaps an administrative centre. But the main largest building you can see is clearly a manor house of some, it's quite nice. It's got a keep. So it's sort of like a tower with built-on manor house as well. So it's minor, it's defensible for a town, but it's by no means a fortified position. And yeah, there's dirty roads, there's stables as you come in, there's people kind of all going to bed at this point. There is one what would be more described as an ale house than a tavern at the crossroads at the center of town. Fairly large wooden building with warm fire inside and lots of
It's
noise.
an alewife.
There will totally be an alewife there. There's a lot of noise emanating from inside.
Right, well, I should probably board my horse.
Happy hour.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe
Woohoo.
someone else will have seen something.
It's also up to you, of course, Elle, if you want to pursue alternate lodgings, which would be available to someone of your station in a town like this,
They would be. Okay.
given the people you know here.
Okay.
Up to you.
You know people here?
A disembodied voice comes down and is like,
You
she
know
knows
someone?
people. Well, I guess she'd be like hesitating a bit. I do know the Baron of this land. Loosely, no.
Oh,
He, well, my brother served in the war, and he was his head, I guess.
I see. Perhaps he knows a direction to point us to in terms of investigation.
I guess he'd be the closest to any kind of enforcement here, so we could tell him directly, but it's also late, and I'm not sure we should bother him.
True.
I mean, they're probably supping, so I'd say we do the same and work out what we're doing on the morrow.
Can I get a acuity check? Acuity wisdom from someone who'd like to make it.
It's not it.
Challenge
I will
level
absolutely
2.
do it because I will be looking
And up
around.
to 2 people can do it. Challenge level is only 2.
I can do it.
Okay, you guys do it.
Anyone else doing it?
Nope.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
We're only good for one
I
thing.
should have done the combined check. You both make it.
Whoa, look at Murray's roll.
Murray does very well. Maximum successes. You both notice as you're sort of having this conversation, Lorenzo and Arvin are looking left and right, looking around the town, and you do see that multiple people going home for the night. Kids being, there's lots of mums out to the town, like rattling a pot and saying, come in, and like kids running in from the woods and things like that. And you notice that many people are looking your way, catching your eye, and then whispering to each other. And, basically you can tell people are talking about you and gossiping about you already.
Rude.
Us or maybe one
All of
prominent
you.
person?
All of you, but there is a lot. There's a greater percentage of attention is being paid to Bianca, but as a group, you still are a little bit odd in a sort of
We're
worker
starting
town
to
like
stick
this.
out more and more as we
You definitely, I mean, it's a worker town. Like, this is not one of the traveling thoroughfares you went through. This is the end of the road. So, yeah.
Okay, maybe we don't want to be so out in the open.
Very well. Let's go get dinner.
Shall I lead on to the Baron?
Wait,
Or
what?
the Baron. Okay.
Are we going to go to the Tavern?
Well, I'm not sure we should hang around here.
I have an idea.
Yes.
How about you go and we go over there? And I point to the ale house.
Sounds good. I mean, even if you just make an appearance, let him know you're here and join us for dinner shortly thereafter. And perhaps make an arrangement to meet him tomorrow to discuss what's happening in the town.
Well, as an auditor, I'd prefer not to be separated from the people I'm auditing. You understand?
I don't think we're going to get the information that we want if you're hanging around with us. No offense.
She has a point.
Also, I feel that if we were to do anything untoward, as the people say, they would kick the tar out of us.
In fact, I'm not so sure it wouldn't be wisest to divide and conquer, as they say. We seem to be attracting a little bit of attention as a group, but if we stagger our entry, pick a different table each and find someone to talk to, maybe we have a greater chance at finding some information on the locale.
I like it.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay. Bit of split investigating.
And we'll meet after sunset.
Very well.
See you soon.
I split the party.
Who do we want to?
Chaos
Who do we
gremlin.
want to journey with first?
I feel like it'll take time for Bianca to get
walk
to.
in.
Yeah, so let's pick one of us. It was your idea. Do you want to
Sure,
answer
I'll
first?
go wandering
Okay.
first.
Open the door of the alehouse.
Yeah.
The door opens and you can hear the soft tones of a lute being tuned as a sort of local man who's a few in on his cups. He looks like a miner. He's got the complexion, sort of coal. Then it's not a coal mine. He's got like dirt on him from the mines and calloused fingers, but he's like tuning up a lute and being encouraged by people who are like putting as what seems like a form of payment. They're kind of like buying him a drink and putting them next to him, and he's like getting ready and egging him on. Go on, Greggy, go on, give us a song.
Yeah.
And there's like probably about 20 people in here. It's a fairly large hall, and it's clearly the kind of place that exists because such a large amount of this town's industry is localized to one profession, which is mining, and they all like knock off at the same time and come in and get an ale. And there's a bar where an alewife, a rather well-fed looking woman, is grinning ear to ear while she's chatting to a customer and sliding over a couple of mugs of ale.
Great. Is there anyone, I highly doubt this, is there anyone from my home country here?
There is not.
Great. I'll go up to the bar
All
with
right.
the alewife. Ale woman? Ale person?
Alewife.
Alewife, sorry.
Ah, traveller, welcome to the Bluestone. What can I get for you?
Hello. What do you have? What the recommendation?
Oh, we've got a good rabbit stew on tonight, and we've got the local town ales, a popular drink. We've also got a few wines if you're feeling spendy from down south.
I ordered the cheapest thing on the menu.
Just ale?
Yeah,
All right.
even just that, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, local ale for out of towners, quarter of a piece.
Cheers. And I give her the piece that she can clip or whatever, however we're doing this now.
They
clipping.
don't clip in this
I don't
country.
clip.
You open a
A
tab.
tab.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to pay now. You just open a
Yeah,
tab, which
that's
means
fine.
robbing them is a thing that's easy to do.
Once everyone's drunk and all will know, right? I want to
Bludgeoning memories intensify.
I just want to keep an ear out and kind of listen to the sounds and conversations around me so I can sort of gauge if anyone's like, there's Charlie, he's the guy in town that fixes shoes, and this is Bill and he is a nose, you know what I mean? Like kind of see if people are talking to other people.
Cool. Go acuity and wisdom unless you have a better. As you're trying to use your intuition to work out what's interesting, what's
Purity and
important.
wisdom. Oh, really? Really?
You can offer a counter.
Can I do intelligence instead?
Can you explain why?
Because I'm using my intellect. I'm using my street rat ability because
Can
I'm
you
a
tell
street
us what
rat.
Street Rat does?
It gives me advantage roll. Advantage
On
rolls on
what rolls?
survival
Survival and
urban areas.
in urban areas. This
Yeah.
isn't a survival check.
Yeah, I know.
So no.
I'm a street rat.
First off, no.
Street rat check to run away.
But I will allow you to use intelligence, as I can call it. Investigation is information gathering. So sure, go for acuity intelligence.
Great. Two
You get
successes.
2 successes. So you restate your intent. Sorry, you were trying to listen for specifically.
Yeah, so kind of to get the gist of the people, the locale that are here in this bar right now.
Okay. You get a strong sense from listening to a bunch of conversations that this is a workers' alehouse full of miners who have all done a hard day. You get the idea from what they've been mining that they primarily mine copper. And they also mine something that they've been calling bluestone quite a lot, which someone has once also called it blue vitriol, which is a less common, but one person did say it. And basically they seem to be looking for this at a higher value than the copper they're mining for.
Okay.
You get the sense that there's also a couple of mentions of the strange disturbances to the graves, and a few deaths recently that's been, it's not heavily
Freaky.
talked about, but there's one or two you hear a drink raised to a deceased that had died from like a fellow miner that's died recently.
Cool. All right. No worries. And just eat away.
Cool.
Moments later, Lorenzo sort of.
Yeah, you all follow in.
Yeah, wanders in.
You're all in there now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. I was going for incognito.
You very subtle. Lorenzo is.
His hammer.
Yes, this 6'7" man just
Yeah.
like bulges through the door.
I want to look for a group of approachable looking but capable looking miners.
Cool. Make an intuition check. Challenge level
Okay.
1.
All right.
Make this one easy on you.
That's 4 successes.
Okay.
Whoa.
So approachable and capable.
Yeah.
You approach a group of 4 men standing at a table, not too deep in their cups to be a pain, but 1 or 2 in to have loosened up. As you approach, one of them turns to you immediately, looks you from top to toe, but then very notably looks at your hands as you come up to the bar, and they look at your hands, and then they look back at you. All right, out of town up.
Hello there. My name is Lorenzo, and I hold out my hand.
Gregor.
Gregor.
Says one leaning in front of the one that first spoke. Like he's clearly the like little leader of this social group.
A pleasure. And I give a firm, stoneworker's handshake.
He gives a firm miner's handshake.
Some handshakes
Good
going on.
look.
It's
Looking-
that meme with the two.
Until you son of a bitch.
Would you mind if I pull up a chair?
Yeah, why not? Sit down.
Sit and join. As you note, I am not from here, but
Looking for work by the looks of you, stoneworker. I can see it in the hands.
you read me too easily, sir. Tell me about your local mines. I'm exploring different places and my options. What do you work here, and
We mine copper and we mine bluestone.
how does the work treat you here?
It's shit, but the pay gets us fed.
A common occurrence. What about the people?
Love the town. That's why I've lived here. Well, since I moved into, my parents moved into this country.
Ah, where are you from then?
Well, my ma's from Norstark, but my dad's from here.
Nice.
It's been good to me.
Lovely. I was hoping to look around the mines. I got here too late, but perhaps tomorrow. Will you be around?
Look around the mines. Not something the foreman will allow, but if you work a day.
Perhaps if you introduce me to the foreman, I could show him how I could make myself useful.
First day, you can get 2 silver. Second day, dangerous work. We get paid 3 a day.
I see.
No training required.
And what of those who can show they're extremely adept and experienced?
You get commission if you find good vein of ore. That's about it.
Okay.
But if you want to see the mines, best way with someone like you is to just turn up. We take work a day. No commitment.
And my last curiosity is I can't help but wonder who here can split the largest stone?
They all look at each other. And they all start like arcing up at the same time. Well, me! Yes, obviously me. And it's like, basically they all say me.
I used to work at a marble quarry, and we played this game every week. The Great Stone Competition, and I don't mean to impose myself with too much patting of my back to you all, but could be fun to try with you all and maybe ingratiate myself as an equal among you workers.
What now?
In the morning.
All right, it's on. But 2 pints after tomorrow's shift, you don't win.
Say that again.
So if you owe him 2 pints
Okay.
if he wins. Or
All right.
if you don't.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So basically you owe him 2 pints if anyone else wins.
Quietly swallowing only because Lorenzo has no money to bet with.
But he said after work.
Okay, yeah.
Because you do this
paid.
in the morning,
Yeah.
but then he said if you're going to work a day in the mines,
Yep, okay.
then you'll get paid 2 silver.
All right. And I hold out my hand.
And he shakes it firmly. And can I get you to make a charm check? And I'm going to say, because we've never done this before, you have advantage based on the sort of the good role play and the disposition towards a stonemason, blah, blah, blah. You're a big, strong man.
Great.
They're not xenophobic here. You're clearly from LUCEVERA.
Okay. Advantage reroll 1. What's it? Reroll fail dice equal to your tier. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Challenge level is 2.
Well, that would be I'm tier
You probably
2.
succeed anyway, but just try it out.
That's 4.
4. Congratulations. You sort of can spend as much of the night drinking and talking with them as you want, and you kind of, at least temporarily, they're offering you the hospitality of their town.
Yay, because I have no money.
They're not buying you drinks.
Well, I just join in surreptitiously.
All right, you get bought one drink.
I like pull
You get bought
crackers
a
out
beer.
of my pack.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are there lodgings here, or is it just people usually just like sleep on the tables?
You can ask, and we won't have to
Sure.
role play it.
Yeah, I'd like to
You're
ask.
informed that you can stay here. There is a bed.
Okay, do most people just
One
pass
bed
out?
for all 20 people.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there is quite a large bed. It's probably equivalent to like a king bed, and usually people would sleep in the same bed. Although it is kind of a faux pas to like be in contact with people, so you just lay separately in the same bed.
Like a plank.
I still,
Sardines, yeah.
Sardines.
my question,
It's very normal.
my question still stands. So, did most people just pass out on the bar?
No, they go home.
Okay, all right,
They don't live in the
Yeah.
great. I'll bunk in with the bed. Why not? And I'll add it
Oven.
to my bill.
When do you come in? Do you?
Yeah. Do you have anything for this place in particular?
Yeah, well, I'll go into that.
I will say at the end, assuming that this is encompassing your evening, are you planning on staying, or you seem like you're before any time where Bianca would come back,
Yeah.
if that is to happen? Gregor says, as you're out of town, after like spending an hour or two hanging out, he invites you to stay at his house with him and his wife, if you'd like, and kids for the
Amazing.
evening.
I gratefully accept.
Which is extremely normal behavior.
Hey, stranger, come into my house.
It's, yeah.
With my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
Just cause I
Well,
like your smile.
If you mess with me, we will kill you. There's no one will tell us off for literally beating you to death. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna approach the main counter and the
cool.
alewife.
hello, darling. Can't remember what her accent was. Whatever. Hello, darling. How are you doing?
Your wives.
Hello.
Changes
one
of
ale,
extreme.
please.
Offers you an ale.
Cool. And while I'm sort of nursing that, I'm going to look around because, I've spent a lot of time at the guild and am very well acquainted with Leone now. So I know that the cleaners and staff, basically the people who aren't looked at, know everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to see if I can notice any, like, dish hands or people running errands around.
Yeah, there's a couple of sort of cup runners. There seems to be what you would assume is the family who own this place. You'd assume it's their kids. So there's like a 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, you would guess, who are running around bussing drinks and cups back to the kitchen and washing the dishes and such.
Cool. All right. So despite having noticed this, I'm going to start up a conversation with the alewife.
Okay.
So, basically, I've just arrived out of town. Tell me, are you having any trouble with like shipments and deliveries here?
Well, not really. Not that I've heard anyone notice. No.
Yes. Oh, I mean, it's a funny thing. I've just travelled here because we've had a shipment delayed. Like we've heard no hide or tail out of it, and it's been quite the mystery. So I'm here to find out what's going on. Nothing weird is happening around the town.
A man who's drinking at the bar leans in.
Oh, that would not be this idiot man who took the shipment down the old road, yes? No?
He's clearly a few in his cups.
Possibly.
Is
sir.
it? Marie, remember...
Marie.
Oh, French Murray.
They don't have a Murray River here. They have the Murray.
The Marie.
The Murray sludge.
Yeah.
Remember Clement said he saw someone, take a shipment a few days back down the old road for some reason.
But the old road is different to what we travelled on.
Is that
That-
you
out
asking
of
him?
character.
You don't know. You've never been here before.
Okay, then I will pursue that. It's the old road. The old road to...
Oh, yes, it's used to be a town and shortcut, Pomeles, etc. It's not very well maintained. No one really goes down there anymore. Sometimes people say there's like a mountain lion or something, but it's all bullshit. Anyway, it's a dumb way to take your cart because you can't stop for like a full day. It's a tough journey, but it will save you a bit of time, I guess.
No, is that it? Or the courier is a local, or...
the caravanneers, we didn't know this one. They come from your fancy city. You look like you come from Alegrano. Look at your guild logo. Your Gilda, yes. Gilda here. Look at him. You spending big money tonight, Gilda.
Oh, God.
Well, not that well off. Sort of like look at all like the patches and the scuffs and burn marks all over me.
I've got more patches on my underwear. Don't worry.
Well spoken, sir.
So, look. Some weird things happening, and dickhead go off the road.
Yeah. Does that happen often?
No. Why would people go down there?
I know, as
It's
you
dark
said.
and haunted and looks mysterious and scary.
As you said, courier from out of town. Do all the idiots go that way?
Oh, Clement said, go south. And this dickhead, he didn't listen. He said someone clued him in. I don't know. That's all I know.
Bad advice, maybe.
Oh, look, my mouth dries. It's all I could
that is
possibly say.
what a horrible circumstance. An ale for my friend here.
And as an ale, is there a fresh? Yes, Clement said someone had instructed him to save time and make commission on a delivery. That's what he said anyway before he left down the old road. But I don't know who. I don't know why. Sounds really dumb.
You know what they say about
I don't know
shortcuts.
Shortcuts. Yeah, well, you don't make money doing things the easy way. And he looks at these calloused miner's hands.
Can I ask a question? It's actually like more of a game question. Is there a way to tell if someone's lying? Like,
Yeah, you could make an intuition check.
first of all, can I hear this conversation at all? Am I anywhere near?
What were you? You were sitting at the bar. So yeah, you absolutely can.
Okay, then
it's
yeah,
like
I'd
happening
like to
right
know.
next to you.
I'd like to know if this guy's lying or not.
Yeah, go make an intuition check. Challenge level.
Intuition. Yep. Intuition, wisdom. Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna say 2.
Come on, baby. Hey.
He seems to be telling the truth. From what you can gather, he has no reason to be deceptive about this. He's quite loudly proclaiming another man's idiocy and seems to be enjoying the fact.
He could be a grifter. You never know.
Well, here's hoping that that isn't my bloody shipment there.
Well, I mean, there's an easy way to find out. I mean, just go down the old road.
Yes, hopefully he just broke a wheel and gave up. I don't know.
Probably, that's what I'm saying. No one maintains a road. It's rocky, it's hilly, it's through a forest. It's just a bad idea, but you want to shave a day off your journey? Well, that's the way to do it. So,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not a trader, I'm just a miner.
Well,
Mine in his own business.
Yeah, I mind my own business.
I like it.
well, clearly it is fortuitous that I ran into you, my friend.
Oh, yes, it's always good to sit next to me.
Keels over.
Right,
Cool,
he
yeah.
just leans into his
And
drink.
I will probably just keep making small talk with him until like the designated time that we will leave.
Okay, well, we'll go to Bianca then, I guess.
Bianca.
You walk up to the manor.
I probably would have put my horse in the stable.
Yeah, you stay with your horse. It's fine. You're gonna have to pay for that, but hey, you can stay. You can stable your horse at the ale house. You can actually just hitch your horse onto
Can
like
I
a
just
post.
ride my horse?
You can,
up to the-
yeah. You can ride your horse up
Yeah,
to the manor.
maybe I'll
Yeah,
ride my
you can
horse.
just hitch it at the front post for at least temporarily.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
I'll get a good view of the town.
and you arrive at,
find somewhere to
at
park
the
the horse.
large wooden double doors to the building, and
Parallel parking.
Sorry.
standing outside the large double doors, there is a man wearing a habergeon with a nice a nice open helm, holding a halberd and wearing a well-appointed tabard, who looks to be significantly better equipped and dressed. He's just standing at the door.
I'm not going to pretend I know what a habergeon is, but
It's basically a chainmail.
armor, yeah.
It's chainmail armor that goes. He's got like gambesons and such underneath, arming jacket or whatever. But it's fully sleeved to the wrists, but then it hangs down to the knees. So it's like a full chain upper body with like upper leg and full arm protection.
So it's not an aubergine with an accent.
It's not an aubergine with an accent, and it's not a
Yes,
chain
an
shirt,
aubergine.
which is like Frodo's mithril shirt from Lord of the Rings, where it's just like a little
these
skivvy,
references.
a little
Yeah,
chainmail
yeah,
skivvy.
no.
The nipple chafe
Okay.
would be real.
I'll kind of come in and like tilt my head a bit and say, "Good evening, sir."
Good evening.
This is the Baron Beaumont's residence, I believe.
It is indeed, and a Cavalier of the Crown. Welcome to the establishment.
Thank you. I apologize I haven't written in advance, but an audience with your Baron would be wonderful.
He leans to the side and on the door, raps a few times with his knuckles. There's a short break, and then the door opens, and a man wearing finery opens the door and looks out.
Yes, what is it?
Guard. There's a Cavalier of the Crown here to see the Baron.
Cavalier Bianca d'Aquila.
Oh, yes. Very good.
Pleasure, Cavalier. 1 moment, please.
And the door shuts. There's some hustling and bustling.
Put on my pants.
You wait maybe a full minute,
Okay.
and then the door opens wide. This man is standing there in front of you, and he bows his head slightly.
Welcome to the Baron's estate. Please come in.
Thank you.
Mind the mess.
And you look inside, and it is immaculately kept. There's like not a speck of dust anywhere.
It is my
No, not at
esteemed
all.
duty to be in charge of the house. My name is Michael, and if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask any of the housekeeping staff or come directly to me.
Thank you kindly, Michael.
The Baron is just sitting down to his evening meal.
Right. Apologies. Poor
No.
timing.
He's already demanded the staff set another spot for you. So, please.
Lovely. Thank you.
And he opens the door into a, you go through a little entrance chamber and walk through, and it's quite a nice manor.
I'm admiring everything.
One or two doors in. It is lovely appointed. A lot of militaria. So there's a couple of suits of armor. You recognize in that foyer when you walk in, hanging above the doors that lead a bit further into what you'd guess would be the like ballroom of most manors have a ballroom for functions. There's a military banner that is weathered. You can see there's a couple of like breaks in it where arrows have clearly fired through, and you can tell from the stains that have remained on this that this is a banner from the war 9 years ago and has been kept in this state sort of as a mark of honor because it's a battlefield standard that has been through it and come out the other side. And you head through the this sort of little dance hall where people would have functions, and then into one more room, which is a smaller but still large dining room with a significant, like 18-seater dining table, massive wooden table that's clearly been built in the room. And at the end of the table, standing up as the door opens, you see Baron Auguste Beaumont. And he is very upright, more than we'd say tall. He has impeccable posture, and he carries himself with a height, but he isn't actually that tall. You'd probably be a similar height to him. He has a modest grey and curled powdered wig. And he is dressed down compared to many of the nobles in Allegrano. He's still wearing finery. He has a tailored jacket and a waistcoat, green, and there's plum lining and gold accents to his green outfit. He has a small ruffle necktie, which is once again a kind of a nod to the practicality because the nobility are extra in Allegrano, like they're over the top. And this guy's a bit more down to earth by the looks of him. And as he stands before you can say anything, he immediately says, Bianca d'Aquila, welcome to my house. Pleasure to see you. I haven't seen you since you were a babe, barely.
Yes, it's been quite a while, hasn't it?
Come sit at my table, dear. Come. How's your
you.
father? How's your father?
Oh, yeah, busy as always.
Well, I mean, the duties of the castle steward.
Yes, well, and I don't know if you heard, but Roberto became a lieutenant.
Yes, I keep tabs on young
So-
Roberto, absolutely. And how's Giulio? Taken to his father's work?
Yes, I mean, I don't see him very much, so I assume so. He'd be very busy.
Well, as it is with your family. And what about Lucia? She was the take of the ball, some would say.
Yes, well, she's still enjoying all the finery.
She's doing well.
You've got a lovely ballroom here, I see.
Oh, yes, it seldom seems used. Too many miners and not enough dancers in this town, but it's a must-do. We do occasionally host functions and people travel, and it's wonderful.
Yes, you've earned it, this place.
Yes, how's Angelina?
Yes, she's good as well.
Emmanuel?
Still deceased.
Oh, that's that one, is it? Sorry.
I'm sure he would be good.
And he looks down slightly and he's just like,
Yes, well, sit down.
This looks delicious.
There's a lot of Diquillas. I tried my best.
I'm going to have to correct your pronunciation on all of them.
oh, whatever. you do it.
There was Giulio.
Julia.
Guilio, and I was like, who? I didn't write a sibling.
Well, you know
like
what?
that.
I'm going to say,
Julio Goylia.
I'm going to say it's entirely
It's
how
probably
he
in
pronounced them.
character.
It's how he pronounced them.
And Lucia would be Lucia. Like
Yeah, no, he's
Lucevera.
Lucia. He threw out a Lucia. He pronounced them all incorrectly.
Yeah, that's
It was
right.
100% deliberate and in character. All right.
That's great.
So, what brings you to town then?
Oh, well, I've actually... My first assignment, I've been assigned to one of the guild halls.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Following after your older brother.
Yes.
A noble pursuit, and like most in the noble courts of Allegrano.
Hopefully my own path as well, but we've come through town to pick up one of their missing shipments. Apparently got lost from here.
Must
so-
be important if they've assigned one of the king's own cavaliers.
Well, must be.
And you didn't think to send a letter ahead so I could prepare? Look at this place, it's positively filthy.
He looks around. It's pristine, immaculately kept.
I
Not a
couldn't
speck of
tell.
dust.
Actually
It
shining.
looks fantastic. I wouldn't have known, but sorry to spring it up on you.
Shortly after, like literally seconds after you say that, a silver platter is laying down with a roast chicken, some baked fruit. In this
Rotisserie
instance, there's
chicken.
baked apples,
Yum.
and sliced, as well as some fresh vegetables, etc., placed in front of you.
You're making me hungry, Dave.
And at the same time, a silver goblet is sort of put next to you as well, and you're offered wine.
Yes, please.
It's poured and
Thank
served. And
During the dinner, I'll make like polite conversation, I guess, ask how things are going. And I noticed on the way in, there's been some ruckus in the graveyards.
give me a charm check, challenge level 2, just for your general conversational skills and how well you can lean a conversation to you.
Yeah. I would normally take some time. I just didn't want you guys to sit through a
No, you're right.
polite, noble conversation.
Come on, 3 6s.
Cool. 3 successes.
That's 3 successes.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Mark.
Easy clap.
Do that every time.
Yeah, please.
I mean, she only got 2, but it'll do.
So what was the question you asked, sorry?
I noticed on the way that there were graveyards that there's been some kind of commotion happening there.
Oh, I did hear something about that. Can't say I paid it much mind.
Yeah, so it seems your town's still, celebrating, and they had fun when I walked past the what's it called? Alery?
Alehouse.
Alehouse. Yes, the
Alehouse.
Bluestone, I think they call it. I
the
occasionally go
Bluestone.
down there.
Yes.
Have a drink with the lads, gets their spirits in order.
Oh, yes.
It reminds me of my days back in the war sometimes. I quite fancy it, actually. It's all good being alone up here. And as he says alone, you see the guy, like the leader of the staff kind of just has this momentarily like, oh, like a minor, like sad look in his face.
I thought we were friends.
But, yes, this troubling... There hasn't been another one, has there?
Well, seems 2 or 3.
3. Well, now, that is unacceptable. 2 was a coincidence. 3 is more than that. And, well, I'll have you
Yes.
investigate that immediately, Bianca.
I've already started.
Excellent.
Yes.
As it should be.
Yes.
Leave no stone unturned in my town, and you'll have my full support.
Would you have anyone you recommend speaking to who might regularly be around the graveyard area?
Well, I'd suggest
Not really in that instance, but have you investigated if there's a link between those who've gone missing?
It could start. I've only just arrived, but
Yes,
I
well,
think that's
probably a place. Back one of the things that used to happen in the bloody war. Sometimes you get people who weren't happy with their rations, and well,
always something.
it was
to
always the
complain about.
source. You piece A and B, C. Part of my job as a commander was to root out that kind of nonsense and give them a few lashes.
Right.
So, your brother was never one of them. Don't worry. He's always a staunch royalist like me.
Always perfect, I'm sure.
Perfect's a bit much.
Well, he likes to say that.
Well, I could tell you some stories on the battlefield.
Oh.
Yes, once or twice, I saw him slip up. I mean, he was a kid, but
Yes,
Well,
happens to the
actually-
best of us.
would have been around your age.
Yes, sounds right.
To think that you there in your finery and your hat at the same time. Me and him
Yes.
knee deep in the blood of our enemies.
As it was.
Nothing grows you up and makes you fit for greatness like the battlefield. That's why your brother's gone so far, isn't it? Glorious chap. I wish to see him again. In fact, when you go back to town, tell him I send regards, and I'd like to invite him and his family. Is he married yet?
He's looking.
Even better. I'd like to tell him to come visit me. I've got a daughter he would adore.
I'm sure Mother would be very happy about that.
Send him down. Please, send him my regards. He's a wonderful man. Make sure he knows that, yes.
I will pass
And
on
your
my
father too,
regards
yes.
to
Very
all
good.
of them. Thank you.
And in all this, he's like quite, just showering affection on your elder brother.
I will politely enjoy the dinner. Yeah. Before,
Okay.
I guess, heading back. Was it after sunrise?
And as people
He absolutely also says, you must stay the night.
Thank you. I will.
We've already got a room made up for you in the guest quarters.
Wonderful. I'll just check up with the guild that I'm managing, and I will return tonight.
Of course, doors open. Tell the guard.
Thank you kindly. I'll head back.
Okay. I suppose things are winding down by the time
probably, yeah.
she gets back.
Yeah, I'll
as
find
you
them
enter,
in
I
the-
sort of stand and wander over as, some of the chaps at my table have either left or, muted down with their ale. How did you go?
Yes, he had heard a little bit of the grave issues and has put me on the case. So
Very good.
great.
I've made some friends with some locals, and
Yes,
we'll
that was very quick of you.
hopefully be able to investigate a little bit in the mines tomorrow. But for now, I'm going home with a stranger. Sorry, a strange man. No, that sounds bad. Minor. That's worse.
Don't do that.
This man has one drink, and you see this man about the same height, who has a fair complexion. He actually has like sandy blonde hair, which isn't very common in this area. And he leans in. He has one drink, and he starts slurring his words.
It
I'm-
seems so.
Oh, you're a cavalier then.
Absolutely.
Lovely to meet
A
you.
minor.
Yes, I'm a miner, quite accomplished. I can split a stone better than any man in here.
No.
And he like flexes a little bit, and then he's like, "Don't
You
worry."
could.
Huh?
So far.
Oh yes, yes. Wait till my wife sees this one. Remind her of me when I'm younger, I'm sure. And he like gives you a playful punch in the arm. All right, let's go. My missus will get grumpy if we wake the kids when we get home.
Of course. I have lodgings arranged, so I will see you in the morning.
Yes. All right.
Very well.
You're going to work here.
I might offer services for a day if I'm not required for. Well, obviously the guild is my first priority, but if I can be of help to the locals, then a few silver wouldn't go shy.
Okay, just keep an eye out for any information on the shipment. That's why we're here. Yes.
Exactly. In fact, I've been told I could be introduced to the what's the quarrymaster name?
Foreman.
The foreman tomorrow morning.
So
Okay.
slide over it at that point. Well, I might have a bit of information on potentially our missing shipment. one such caravan was seen going down the old road, which unfortunately might be ours. Apparently, it was a out-of-town driver taking a misdirection.
Right. Well, at least it left the town.
Yes, but I take it never got to Pommel, so
Hard to track down.
yes, we may have to follow that road and see what became of it. Hopefully it's just wheelless by the side of the road somewhere.
So why would this man go down that road if it was dangerous?
According to some very talkative and thirsty sources here, out of town, doesn't know the lay of the road, got bad information, possibly as a joke, and took a poorly maintained road.
Right. So it doesn't sound at all connected to the graveyards.
No, I wouldn't say so in the slightest.
Okay, well, do you have lodgings for tonight?
So, look, he has a bed here.
A belly?
A bed.
A bed here.
A bed.
There's a belly here I can sleep on?
You said bed. I heard bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's a big
thing.
room.
Al's just coming in on all our misspokes.
It's probably me mishearing.
I don't judge you for your accent.
We can't pronounce anything.
Sorry, I
You
can make her
should.
jealous.
You should.
Wow.
I feel so
when
inadequate.
Yes,
when
Ian.
Bianca entered the alehouse, what was the overall mood in the room?
Most
Did
people
it
are
change?
going home.
So nothing
No one
changed.
really cares.
Okay,
No.
cool.
A couple of people were like, all right, all right, fancy boots.
I'll click my heels.
And then they sort of head out.
Stops
Okay.
at the door.
Well, there's probably, I'd say there's also probably like one, maybe two miners going out who like leered at Bianca, but then like immediately got like pulled in by their friends and like, don't, no, that's a cavalier. Like they go in like, beautiful woman. And then just, poof, no, not beautiful woman
do
ticket
that.
on.
Don't do that. She just like raises an eyebrow and lets the
And there's some
friends
mouth from the like soberest people in a group being
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry. Yeah, and in short order, you're close to alone. You're gone. Sorry, by you I mean Lorenzo's gone.
go. Right. Well,
Leone,
if you guys have places to stay, I might head back to the Barrens.
Have fun.
You find anything useful, Leone? Better luck next time. I'll head off.
cool. Happy to go to bed.
Yep.
I want to sneak out.
I'm gonna sneak out.
Well, not
do
sneak
it.
out. As in, like, I want to go out to the graveyard at like midnight.
Rebel teenagers.
As in, like, what's the purpose?
To see if someone's going to snatch
Oh,
another
okay.
grave.
Well, I'm just gonna ask, given it's only two of you, Arvin, do you just go to bed?
Yeah, I mean, do you just like walk out the door, or are you going to wait until like...
Oh, I'll wait till it's like, night, because I imagine that's when it's probably happening. So I'd give it like an hour after everyone's gone to bed.
Including Arvin?
Yeah, I'm
that's
too
okay.
stuck in my thoughts thinking about what might need. You know, if there's a broken axle, we'll probably need to acquire parts.
He's going to be no
If the
help to
horses
me.
aren't there, it's potential that Bianca's horse can pull it at least into the next town. And so, like openly muttering to myself and just go off, lie down on the bed. Everyone else who might be there just sort of shuffles a bit away from me. Mumbling.
Yeah, there's two people who are too drunk to head home that maybe stayed from they live like, you know, an hour's walk out of town and they just didn't bother tonight, paid for lodgings.
Yeah, that's me done.
And you'll both spend just all together just like one silver piece for lodgings and food and drink for the
Yeah, sure.
night.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
So that leaves Leone,
Yep.
who sneaks out at nighttime. And if Arvin's not looking, you don't need to make any checks. You head on to the graveyard.
Great. I want to be sort of, is it like misty or anything? Is it just pretty,
No, it's pretty fun. It's cold. It's cold for the region and the time of year, but I'd say that's like 12 degrees Celsius, 13 degrees Celsius right now. You are a little bit high. altitude-wise.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks for that clarification.
But you probably have a bit of alcohol in your system as well to
Yeah,
counteract it.
keep warm. That's good.
Oh.
I'll find a place that's a good little hiding spot. I want to be as hidden as possible
Make a stealth check.
near the grave.
You can use something other than finesse, though, if you'd like. You can use wisdom or intelligence.
Intelligence, please.
Because you have ample time to find a good hiding place rather than,
I'm gonna go for
needing to
intelligence.
sneak.
Challenge level.
Just whatever you get is going to be what they're
baby,
going against. 3?
four.
4. Okay, cool. You find, you basically sneak in and you find a place in what looks like the grave digger's hut where you can sort of look through the wooden slats.
Nice.
It's not where he lives, it's just where he keeps the tools
stuff.
and the shovels and stuff. And it's just unlocked. In the first hour or so, the only thing you see is one more pass from one of the guards, Yarrick, who just strides up, puts his hands on his hips, looks around, stands around for about 2 minutes, and then mutters to himself like, "Right, off home then." And then he walks home.
Job well done.
Better than nothing. He's a volunteer.
He's trying.
He's a volunteer.
While I'm in the hut, I'm going to try and improve the materials that are there. So like if there's like an axe or a shovel, I'm going to like try and just because I've got nothing else to
Make
do.
an engineering check.
Great.
A spring-loaded shovel or something.
There's a makeup gun in there.
It's like the guy goes in there the next day. The hammer's the self-hitting
electric
hammer from the Simpsons.
It's a steam hammer. 4 successes.
You basically improve all of the tools in there by tightening
You're welcome.
fittings, stuffing a little bit
Great.
of wadding in things to make the fit tighter, wedging a bit of wood in and like hammering it in the end to fix up all.
There's
There's
no
a few
way-
tools where the metal heads were getting loose. You
There's
kinda
no
fix
way
it.
Leone is not sitting there doing something. Like
Yeah,
that's
just have to be doing
Have to
something.
be doing something, yeah. Cool.
Where's that wooden tool?
Given that you're busy, make an acuity check.
With reflexes or can I do intelligence this time?
This time it's reflexes.
Okay.
A challenge level 2.
1.
And while you're fixing all the tools, you do not keep watch.
What a great job.
Foiled by your own plan.
I mean,
Amazing.
like,
That's fine.
Funny.
yeah,
I love it.
Don't hear anything.
Victim
not
of
with a
best
1 out
intentions.
of challenge level
Cool.
2. Yeah,
Alright.
you
She gets lost in the zone.
All I'm saying is, I'm not saying anything happened.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything happened. I'm just saying
Yeah.
if something happened and it was a brief window, I'm not saying your character was on lookout. You weren't head down the whole time. If something happened, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
But you didn't spend 20 minutes head down without looking. Your character would have been checking, but just you didn't see anything.
Yeah, cool. I only stay out for a couple of hours
Cool.
before I decide to head out.
You head back.
And check nothing has changed.
No.
Cool. All right. I go
Go to bed.
in the big bed with all the stinky people. Can't wait.
There's enough
Rude.
room for you. There's 4 in the bed now. That's about what's
There's
comfortable.
four in the bed.
There is the breath of alcohol and snoring on the back of your neck as you go to sleep. But it's warm.
I sleep on the floor.
Do I get a comfy bed?
Oh,
Yes.
you have
on.
you have like a down mattress. You have like proper
Beautiful.
bedding. You have a duvet full of down.
Oh.
Very luxurious. Pillows.
I used to think it was
Oh,
Dovet.
It's the one thing I pronounced correctly today. You have pillows
I
full
got
of
my Dovet.
duck down, and it's very, very comfortable.
Nice.
It's next morning.
Yeah.
Next morning.
Yes.
This the next morning.
I'll try and head down to meet them. I'll meet them at the
You're
AO
welcome. I'm
house.
just setting the ambiance.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Chicken
Which
soup.
of the best is here? Oh, no, chicken. I got it.
By the time you
Toad singing.
Bianca, you're offered breakfast.
Yes, I
Do you
will
eat
take
it?
breakfast.
Okay, by the time you get to the ale house, Arvin and Leone are there. Lorenzo is already at the quarry. You were woken up before sunrise.
Yep.
Effectively first crows of the chickens, roosters, and you were immediately
Toads.
brought over.
So proper tradie style, like knock off at 2, but like early start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And you are brought over there to meet the foreman.
What about the three then?
who is looking in front of you. He's a rather small and serious-looking fellow, and he looks at you.
Hello, sir.
Hello. And he puts his hand out and shakes your hand.
I am from out of town, but have a lot of experience with different kind of rock, but can make good use of this hammer. I would like to put myself to work today to see how it could be of help and earn some coin.
You want to use a hammer? Yes. Rock breaking then.
That is my expertise.
Okay, you split the rocks. You go with the team with the picks. They'll break it. You break it again. Easy.
Easy indeed.
If you don't do a good job, they'll tell me half pay. 2 silver, end of the day. When the bell rings, you leave the mine. If something happens, it wasn't my fault.
If I do a good enough job, which I certainly endeavor to do, I have a little request from a conversation I had with some of your men last night. A game we used to play at the quarries. Basically, taking the big leftover stones ready for the next day and make a competition. If there's a prize you can think of, could be fun to see who can split the biggest rock at the end of the day. It's fun, trust
Make a
me.
charm check. Against this guy, challenge level 3.
Okay. All right.
It's like, don't waste
How
my
much armor?
time.
2.
2.
He goes, tomfoolery on my workplace. Let's see what kind of work you are. Don't worry. The stones will beat that out of you soon. How about this? I let you do your little game, and I let you wager whatever you want to wager, but the company is not providing any prizes for you.
Very well.
This isn't a fair market in Alacrado.
Oh no.
Notably, there's like a deep, resonant, like hacking
the black
cough.
lung.
And you, now that you've been around a mine, there's a few more that are coughing.
Yeah. All right. I on that note, take my little, my little,
Your little
what do you call it?
neckerchief?
My neckerchief and make a little mask out of it.
Why?
Does someone get the black lung?
Yeah.
Can you make a survival check?
Yeah, okay.
Intelligent survival.
Okay.
Challenge level.
Or has the plague not
4?
existed in this world?
Challenge level 4. Mm-hmm. Oh, if I know to do that.
Yeah, make a roll.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we ain't no
1.
science.
Your entire
here.
society has no concept of germ theory.
Okay, so never mind.
Yeah.
I don't.
They
The,
just
the
have
air
cold.
doesn't transmit
I go-
sickness.
Okay.
What are you talking about? They just have a cough. Correlation, causation, whatever.
Oh, no, it was not sickness, the dust.
Okay. You can put it on for dust.
Wasn't germ
okay. I thought it was the.
theory.
Yeah, that's
No,
fine.
it was
Sorry.
the-
Dust. Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. You
Yeah.
put on a scarf over your face.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you meant. I thought you were putting on a mask. I thought we were social distancing. COVID masking the place.
No.
And then everyone will be like, how are you not sick?
Okay.
This is crazy.
So, do I roll to see how I work?
Look, you don't. You're a professional.
Okay.
You do a good job all day. You're not going to get rewarded for doing exceptionally.
Do I get 2 silver?
You do. So at the end of the day, but we need to know what everyone else is. You have to work a full day
Yeah,
there. So you also can have an opportunity if you've got a couple of questions or want to suss some stuff out while you're working. That's
Yep.
fine too. What's the rest of you doing?
Exploring.
You all meet up.
Investigating.
Hello.
Potentially shopping. I want to find basically replacement wood that could be used to fix the wheel on a caravan or wagon or whatever is the sort of like standard type used for shipping.
Thinking ahead. I
Yes.
like it.
Was there wood in the
There's-
graveyard shifts the person's hut thing?
Yeah.
And tools.
I can help you with that.
You're so.
I'm going to use some insight, like having known Leonie for a while.
I'm also standing right here.
Chaos
Is she
gremlin.
being shifty?
Roll deception. Roll deception versus intuition.
Oh no. Yeah, go on.
So you're rolling deception. And Mari's rolling intuition.
I'm not deceiving him.
Well, you're. Well,
I said I could help him. I can help him.
Yeah,
But he's
there's me knowing your
asking
nature.
whether or not he knows what you mean by that. That's the purpose of it.
2.
2 as well.
Okay.
Roll again.
Defenders win. So whatever you wanna intone.
I can help you with that.
You don't know. She just says she can help you with that. She's very helpful.
Yeah, okay. That will narrow one thing down. All right, if you want to organize that would be good. I'm going to see Bianca. There is a possibility if the courier has left the wagon there and taken the horse that pulled it, would you be okay if we used yours to at least pull it to the next town?
I think Snowstorm could do that.
Yes. I'm just trying to think of everything that
Yes,
could
I can
go
see
wrong.
that. Is he normally like this? Very
Yes.
plan-based.
Worse.
Oh.
Yes. Because I mean, we
interesting
don't
to
get out there and
watch.
find, we need a piece of wood to fix the damn wheel. So we got to take into account every little thing that could go wrong.
I
and
could have
just
been gone and
be
back
ready
by
for it.
now.
Yes, well, I
You can
think
go, you can go.
I will go off on my own investigating then too. And it sounds like you've got it all under control with your shipment. So
Yes. Yes, I'll go get the rest of the stuff that we could possibly need.
I'll just walk off.
We both walk off.
Yeah.
All right.
Alternatively, I walk off on them.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll go back to the grave.
Because we're all assuming that we know that Lorenzo is not going to be back today.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
he'll be
well,
back
he
at, like,
told me
just
at
after
least,
lunch.
Yeah.
You get to the gravesite, and as you get to the gravesite, there is the lady you saw, sort of, she's visiting, putting flowers next to the open grave, which is a bit sad.
I actually would have been heading in the direction of the grave.
Okay,
to
you both head to the
investigate.
grave,
We do the thing where we say bye and then we walk in the same direction.
Oh, this is awkward.
and you arrive at the graveyard.
Side-eyeing each other.
And there's also a man wearing relatively fine clothes, like nice clothes, not noble level, but just like a fairly wealthy merchant or something, who's patting the ground with his foot. And then he looks sort of like at a grave and furrows his brow in concern, and then looks back towards you approaching, and then just sort of heads off in the opposite direction.
He looks noble.
He looks like he's wearing nice clothes.
Is he far away? Can I catch up to him?
You'd have to run.
Can I sprint walk?
Yes. He does not make any attempt to evade
I'm
you,
gonna do
but you
that.
do get a huff as you sort of like
Yes.
power walk.
Yes.
Okay.
Power walking. I'll be back. Sir, may I have a word?
Oh, yes. Hello. Oh,
Hello.
a cavalier. And make an intuition check immediately. Or
Also, while he is...
actually, you can make it you call the check anything that feels appropriate, like empathy, intuition, acuity, any
I'll
of those.
do acuity.
While this conversation is happening and this other lady's distracted,
Slip off and-
I like to think that Bianca's like facing the hut so that I can go in and close the door real quick.
She's walked down the street a little bit, so yeah, you absolutely can.
Right, yeah, fantastic.
Did you just get 4
See
successes?
that? I got
5
5 out of
successes.
5.
Yeah, the problem is
Happening today.
the problem
really
is you
wanted
do that
this.
more, and then no one will believe you that you roll badly.
It's true. No one will believe in the curse anymore. Then
It's
I'll just
only when
sound
it
like I'm
matters.
complaining.
It's only when all of our lives are on the line.
So the fellow in front of you is in his late 40s. He's got warm, ruddy cheeks and a round nose. He's fairly cheerful looking, but he currently has sort of the thin red lines of veins that sort of belie a bit of an alcoholic in him. He's wearing very nice attire, including a long white sleeve shirt and a padded doublet. He seems to be in his late 40s. And he has a bit of a professional air about him as well. But you also notice that as soon as he saw you spun around, you chased after him and he looked up and down at you, his brow got beady with sweat immediately.
I got all of that in a second.
Yeah, I mean, you rolled 5
No,
successes.
that's crazy. This is
You're
nice.
a great detective.
Okay. I've been investigating some things on behalf of the Baron.
Oh, have you?
yes.
What have you been? What have you been investigating?
Well,
then?
I'm sure you've heard that there have been bodies going missing from beloved families.
Oh yes, yes, I have heard this.
So, you see, being around this graveyard, I must ask you some questions.
Okay, sure.
What were you doing here? And
I was visiting a grave.
who is the grave for?
I don't really care. I think it was the last one. I think it was the last one that.
Whoever would say
Why?
It's in a grave and I don't care.
Well, maybe if you wait for the context, it will make sense.
Nope. End of video. We're done.
I think it was the last one that I put in the ground before they started not staying there.
What do you mean? You put in the ground?
I am, I guess you could say at times, the coroner in the town. Cecil Higgins. And he puts his hand out.
Bianca d'Aquila.
This whole situation has me rather rattled, I must say.
Can I do an intuition
Sure.
to see if
He's lying about that.
about being the
The coroner, you may.
I should have put more.
All right, go for it. I've rolled.
Is it just intuition? Or is it intuition paired with something else?
You could go intuition, wisdom, or intuition charisma. But in this-
Intuition charisma.
Okay, cool.
Because it changes my dice from 2 to 3.
It's worth it.
What?
One success. With one success, he seems to be telling the truth about his
Okay.
job.
Okay.
And he says, yes,
Coroner.
full time. I'm a journeyman with the company of anatomists, a guild. you know, you're from Allegrano, so you
Are you
know
from
the guilds.
Allegrano as well?
No, so yes.
Which is it? Where are you from?
Well, I'm not from. I come from Allegrano in the sense that I came from Allegrano, but I'm not born from Allegrano. I studied in Allegrano.
Right.
I live in Blavium, but I
But you
was
live around here.
well, yes. I mean, this is where I work now.
Right. So, what have you found in your coronary investigations?
Well, I have found that people that I buried are not buried anymore, and it is very confusing.
You said you buried them. You
Well,
don't
I'm-
have a grave digger here?
No, I meant I proceeded, and he looks a bit downcast at this. I proceeded, and I'm confirming the death, and I didn't literally bury them, but I oversaw their death.
Right. Well, this is quite fortuitous I've run into you. Perhaps you could show me which families the missing bodies belong to.
Oh, yes. The Colombo family. Yes, that was Cara. She went. And yes, Gaetano. He was a minor. He went as well. They no longer seem in their graves, it would seem.
Yes. Was there 3?
Yes.
So, Cara,
Yes.
Gaetano?
Yes. Gaetano
Gaetano.
and Cara and Rory
Oh,
Nicholson.
Rory.
He was the latest. I
Okay.
really thought the gravedigger did a good job of the burial.
And have all these people recently passed?
Oh yes, within
They've
the
only
last
been
week.
recently. Okay.
Yes, there's been an awful spate of death around here.
Is some kind of illness or
2 of them were ill. Yes, it was from the mines.
an illness from the mines? I see. And what were you doing out here today?
Well, I'd been disquieted by the. I guess I wanted to make sure they were still there, and he gestures back to the graveyard. The bodies.
Right.
I
Well-
come every day now in the morning to see if any others have been, gone. I don't know. I don't know what's happening to them.
Well, perhaps you can. How about we head back to town together, and you can introduce me to some of the families.
Oh, really? You want to come back with me? I'm not the best with families and stuff.
Well, as you can see, I'm a cavalier. I'm not from around here. I wouldn't know where to start with talking to these people.
What could you possibly hope to gain from them?
Well, we must, if any good coroner would know that you have to know about the victim before you can actually work out the cause.
I mean, yes, the victim in such a case as the death was what was being investigated, but I assure you they were very dead. What is the problem is, in fact, that they are no longer in their graves.
Yes, well, I'm sure that's
What
very
possible
terrible
connection
for
could
the
these
family.
poor innocent people have to do with that? I couldn't possibly know.
I wouldn't know until we speak to them.
speak to the families. Okay, I can try and get that arranged for you.
Are you okay, sir?
No, I'm very not okay.
Right. Well, you understand this is my duty. The Baron has requested.
The Baron has requested.
Yes.
Oh, very, very good. Then, miss, I will do my best to compose myself and to be as helpful as possible. But I must confess, I'm not. This whole subject makes me a bit queasy.
How so? You're the coroner.
Yes, and I'm used to bodies. I'm used to bodies staying where we put them. Let's put it that way.
Well, I'm sure there's some explanation, and once we know it, we can put your stress and your sweat beads to rest.
I'm sure there is an explanation. This way, and then he sort of
Thank you.
directs you off.
I'll be back, Leone, wherever you are.
You have no idea where she is.
No, I just yell it out.
But about 3 minutes after you leave, Leone exits the empty shed with a pile of wood under your arm.
I also very much believe in not sort of stealing stuff without permission. So I go and clean up some of the greaves, like do some cleaning and maintenance and
Well,
stuff.
you did
that's
fix all their
permission.
tools last
Exactly.
night.
Yeah. And then I'll take the wood.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And it seems to be, it's fine wood. It seems to be a casket lid that's broken.
Perfect.
So you've got sort of like
Broken
a bunch of
open?
lengths. Well, it seems like it was a casket lid and it was broken.
They've got extra caskets now, so
Reuse, recycle.
yeah, that's it.
I head back to the ale house
Okay.
with my casket lid.
And Arvin, were you happy doing what you're doing?
Yeah, so
He's in the same spot, still thinking.
no, I'll probably have been done. I'll have gone off and I've sourced 2 lengths of rope and nails, potentially for fixing any boards that have been knocked off or basically for repairs. Still considering whether or not we buy an entire replacement wheel, but I feel that that's overkill at this point. We should be able to make do. Yes, this would be more than enough.
Okay, very good. I think it's funny. I kind of thought that you'd just kind of follow the road, and I'm really it feels good that like we're in a campaign
Well-
and you guys are like, nah, I want to find out what's going on. It's fun. It's good.
I also think
I'm not
that
used to it.
Murray's like, well, Jazz is doing his thing, so I gotta wait till he's done his thing, so then we can all get together to do the thing together.
Jazza,
Sorry.
what is yours?
It's really
do you have
good.
any things that you want to investigate over the day?
Well, look, I'll say probably not a lot because I think last night when we all caught up and after I'd agreed to work with these people, we'd gathered our clues together. So I realized there's probably not a lot I could really get from the miners aside from a bit of coin and also a working relationship with people in the town. I do try and make general chit chat though. However,
You don't talk about the dead at all.
well, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like in like a lunch break or whatever
Yep.
it is, I just sort of be like, so I hear there are things that have gone missing, bodies that have been dug up in the last few days. Does this concern you?
A miner there.
Well, it's a little bit odd, isn't it? A little bit odd. Well, Gaetano, one of our own, he's missing.
His body.
Yes, he died a week ago, and he was very sick. He kept going to the chirurgeon. Well, he's not really a chirurgeon. He's a guilder from the company of anatomists. He said he knew some work of healers. So he's been visiting about his sickness, but he passed, and then his body is gone.
What was his name?
Gaetano.
Gaetano was part of this guild.
No, he visited the man in the guild.
Visited the guild
Yeah,
for
this
help. For help with
Foppish
this.
coroner. You know,
sickness.
Cecil.
I see. Okay, and died shortly after.
Yes, of his illness.
Ah, shame. What is this illness you speak of?
Strange cough. worse than the usual miner's cough. And yeah, that's it. He just got weak, and we were told it was nothing to be done. It was just his time.
Very well.
Some lung coughs, some chest coughs, they take you.
This Cecil, is he proven to be able to treat people like this well?
There's no other option, but it's not his expertise. He's not a physician, but we don't have one in this town, so.
Very well.
That's right. But my wife saw him for some salves and cleared up her red spots on her elbows, so he's got to be all right for something. He did train with them alchemists in the big city, didn't he?
Alchemy. Interesting. Oh, thank you for sharing your experience. It's strange being an outsider who knows very little of the town when so much seems to happen here.
And a female miner comes up and he's like,
You stay away from him, okay?
From who?
Cecil.
Oh, why do you say this?
It's not good to be doing what work they do there.
Alchemy?
Anatomists, his main business is slicing people up and looking at their insides. I don't...
Where does he get people to slice?
Oh, when someone has broken, cardinal laws, they are put to death, hangman's noose.
Is there a surplus of those?
Oh, no, very uncommon. The last one was a year ago. Some thief from out of town who robbed the wrong person and put a knife in someone.
Does Cecil seem the type who is passionate about his anatomistizing?
Well, you know guilders, they're obsessed. Just like that weirdo in the tavern last night who kept talking to himself.
Yes. Seems the type.
Anyway, just stay away from him, okay? He's not like us, honest workers.
Very well. I appreciate the heads up. Cool. The day passes, and I have to finish off the
We
day.
do the challenge.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Is it just a blunt weapon, like attack roll?
No, it's going to be power.
Okay.
Power and strength.
Even better.
So this one, no.
Well, we're full screen.
And there are 3
Trying to learn how to
contenders
change.
Okay.
from amongst the best of the best who have
Yeah.
come forth.
You have to beat all of them.
I got this.
Okay.
All right. I'll let you go first.
Okay. The first, a rather strapping young lad, a fresh one on the mines, maybe like 19, but not as big as you.
we got clappies.
Keen to prove his worth. He gets 4 successes on 4 dice.
No!
Wow.
Doing a like he kind of comes in with that youthful vigor and that like have you
Yeah.
ever seen a wood chopping competition? He's like, like the tool sliding through his hand. He looks like that thirst trap guy on TikTok.
Sure
Yeah, but
does.
splitting wood, but with rocks.
I like
So
to
which
think
one?
Lorenzo noticed a hairline crack on the rock that he hit. Like, he got the easy one.
Lucky.
It was pre-split.
Next up, a guy who's maybe a few too many seasons, but a lot of ego, who swings, and he gets 3 successes.
Yeah.
Performing worse.
Through all of this, like, I'm using the opportunity to just be boisterous and like cheer people on and like make it a fun event.
They're all having fun. They're
Yeah.
egging each other on. It's totally a vibe.
And like I've picked up things about people throughout the day where I'm sort of like, it's the arm you had before. I saw it in practice. Now, like really trying to endear myself to these people.
Now let's show you why they call me the Arm of the North and the Hammer of the Hills.
As Gregor throws down, and he gets 3 successes. Just outdone and then he's like, my hands were sweaty.
You have all given me a lot to live up to. Not even just these blows, but my name. My last name is. What is my last name? Del Martello of the Armor. Let us see if I live up to it. Huh? And he
Slings
does
in.
a big swing.
How many dice was that?
It's my best roll.
Grit, right?
It wouldn't even win me.
No. wouldn't. That's 7.
You need to get
2
4.
on 7.
I'm going easy for them. I'm trying to make them feel
You
strong.
you most certainly are not. You slam your
It's the peer pressure.
your hammer in, and you perform the worst of the 4 of them. However, there is not an atmosphere of teasing. It's like it was the right thing to happen as the newcomer. And Gregor claps his arm on you and he says, "Don't take it personally. You told me you grew up doing stonemasonry. Marble and limestone is a different sort to this rock. You got to get used to it."
Well, you've shown me a thing or two today. The only problem now is I have to change my last name, eh?
And buy me 2 pints. And there you go. You had more dice than any of them, and you got beaten by all of them. But kind of realistic. It's kind of that kind of competition. These are like lifelong miners.
That works.
Yeah, cool. And you know what? As much as not much has happened in this episode, it's time to end.
Let's gather but together and bring out. Let's end with a conversation.
You gather together.
We
at the
had
end
a
of your
party
workday.
split.
You are
We're all
paid 2
back
silver.
together. Yes.
But you functionally, with your previous costs and the cost of the 2 more pints, you have to pay 1 silver. So you have 1 silver.
But I'm also in debt now. Do I have to split all the money I get, or is that just like I can pay it off whenever?
What's the
They don't know
floor
that
say?
you got money.
The feat, I believe, is 50% of your money goes to the debt.
So you have 1 silver.
You have no money. But you've paid off 1 silver off your debt.
Okay. Cool.
I'm sorry, but that's what it says, and that is your disabling feat.
Right.
It's a disabling feat. It's meant to be a negative, so you can't choose to not do it occasionally.
It's all right. I only have a debt of 999 silver to go.
Yeah, and guess what? You also paid up your tab.
Yay!
That's good.
That is good.
Yeah.
I gathered together with the group, covered in dirt and
The dust.
calluses. Yep.
I think I'd be off investigating, but you guys are welcome to.
I feel like
I was off looking at talking to families.
You've talked to families.
Okay. Will you give me
All right, what would you like to know?
investigative information?
Let's fast track that, because you know what? I don't got no funny voices left. My throat hurts. What do you want?
do it next time.
Make an investigation charisma roll.
Oh.
It's kind of chatty.
Yeah. I also want to be keeping an eye on this coroner man the whole time.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
He does nothing suspicious.
Yeah, but he was sweating when he saw me.
He's getting less sweaty the more time he spends with you.
That's 2.
2 successes. Okay, so you investigate all 3 families. You talk about. Let me just check this. So, Gaetano, a well-loved miner and family man, who's a grandfather, so he was quite old, but he was still working in mining. The Paolo family continues to work. There's a lot of them in the mines. He was recently very ill. He got an unknown illness that he didn't seem to spread to anyone, and he was visiting the physician, not really a physician. He was visiting Cecil.
Do I find that out?
Yeah, they tell you, and he confirms it, to attempt sort of like last ditch treatments. But he said that Cecil volunteered that it wasn't his specialty, but everyone knows that as a gilder and an anatomist, he knows more. He's like the closest thing to a physician they have.
Yeah.
So he went to him, and he died, and it was sad. You then find out about Cara Colombo, who was also ill and is almost the same story. Seemed to have the same condition that Gaetano had, but was like 2 or 3 days further down the pipeline. Also died.
We're also similar age.
No, she was much younger. She was like sort of in her 40s, a minor as well.
Okay.
Henry was the other one.
And Rory.
Rory. That was totally off.
Rory Nicholson was a lumberjack who worked. There's also like logging in this area, and Rory actually died from a accident while he was out in the woods, where he felled a tree. And the tree was old and rotten, and they didn't realize, and it basically split poorly and fell back, and it crushed his arm, which was fatal. So basically, they pulled the tree off his arm and he bled out because there's no medicine. He just died.
What a wonderful world David's made. Thank you.
But yeah, no relation to the mines, no treatment by Cecil. Mm-hmm. And that was only, that tragic accident was only 2 days ago, and then he was buried yesterday. Mm-hmm. Although technically, the day before yesterday, because you've now slept in the town.
Was that the one that Violetta was at? Oh, we don't know.
Yes.
Oh, that was
Violetta was, Violetta, who you talked to, was his wife.
The wife, yeah. Cool. Okay.
He was also older. It's quite likely it was the error of age that caused an accident, because most people, you get a bit either overconfident, like a farmer who stops doing safety protocols because she'll be right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come back then and meet with the group.
Cool.
Okay. We all gather back together and share our information. Lorenzo shares after his day's work that information that correlates with your own, Bianca. That is that there was a miner who was sick and saw Cecil. But the information I got that you wouldn't have been able to in your investigation is that of Cecil's reputation as someone who studies or works in unseemly ways. And it seemed a bit mysterious. But I sort of, obviously, with Cecil not there, imply that we.
I'm assuming you leave Cecil and he goes back.
Yeah. He
At some point, he actually probably like at the third house. He's like, I have work to do. Like, this is where they are. Bye.
Yeah. We should investigate the missing shipment soon, but shortly after, perhaps under order of the local noble. Perhaps investigate Cecil's place, see what he's working on.
Well, it is a Baron's request, but that is helpful information. You make a good investigator.
Well, I don't know about that. Friend to the locals, my specialty. But
And you guys, how did you go?
Liane thrusts forward her half broken
with your skills.
door.
Come on, mate. You have quite nice planks that you have salvaged from a broken limb.
Liane presents her nice planks.
Do they look like they're from a casket?
They're timber. It's hard. They're secondhand timber.
So I
but
can't
they're
be like,
planks.
is that a broken
No, secondhand timber
really
planks
broken.
that have been. Do you want them to be crap?
No, to be in like the shape of the casket, but then half of it's missing.
You literally just wanted to bring half a broken
That's
casket.
what I
Lid.
assumed. It's fine.
I
doesn't matter.
assumed that when
you're such a goblin.
Like what? I thought when you said you wanted to get good wood fitting the request of Arvin that you would
a
have.
replacement axle, but hey.
does that take up a burden?
Oh, for sure.
I drop it on the ground.
You've got burden to spare.
Do I?
It's true. I
It
still
actually
give it
takes
to
up two.
Arvin. I give
You
it
have
to Arvin either
like
way.
an armful of planks. It takes 2 burden.
Give it to Arvin either way. Wood.
Would you like me to carry that for you?
Sure.
I carry
Thank
You have an armful of wood planks.
Wood
2 burdens.
Well done, Neil. They look actually of pretty good use. Well done.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I've sourced everything else that I think we could possibly need. These iron nails are actually really good. I can use them later if they
Why?
don't come into use.
I should probably. You got iron nails. What else?
2 lengths of rope.
Rope.
What's it cost?
That's 2 lengths of rope. That's probably like 10 silver.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Note it down.
Why?
And it will take up 1 burden, I think.
Sure. Goes in the backpack.
Oh, you have just a backpack. Oh, the rarest back adornment. Okay.
Just a pack.
Nice back adornment, bro.
Thanks.
Right, okay. Well, I spoke to some families and found out that 2 of the bodies are from people who were ill. So just be careful working in those mines, yes?
Well, I don't expect to do any more work.
Right.
I feel like we got information we need. I paid off my debts. We should go see where this shipment has gone to. You said the old road.
Yes, I suspect it's somewhere down that path. And, well, all things going well, we'll have to go find it and probably bring it back here if we can make it that far.
Well, it seems we are
hope so.
equipped and prepared, and the day is still young.
I would really prefer not to use the tent if we don't have to. So,
So to the old road we go.
let's go.
You're going to journey down the old road.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just thought
Dave's like, uh-oh.
I didn't know if you wanted the episode to end as we're walking off into in the next episode of LUCEVERA will our heroes do the
Fine.
thing.
Okay.
Do stuff and
Leaving the investigation at a hold for now, potentially looking into Cecil, you journey down the road, which could potentially be a day's journey. And you begin walking. Is there a period of time at which you're willing to commit to this task?
Yeah, until we find it.
Yeah, I think we're
Okay.
searching.
Can I get who's leading?
Yeah. Well, also, since it's such an infrequently used road, would tracks of a wagon be noticeable, obvious even?
Not. You'd need to make a check. Not because it's like rocky terrain, so it's not like muddy or slick. So the cart would kind of bounce on rocks and wouldn't leave too much. But you can look if you'd like.
I think you're leading, Arvin.
Who's leaving?
Yeah.
Arvin.
Sure.
Bianca will also be sitting on her horse, just on a slow trot, but to try and get a higher vantage point.
Okay. So you're looking for tracks.
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's worth a
All
try.
right. Can you make a survival check?
Sure. Actually, something I would be looking for is like a horse dung if we come across it.
Cool. And you can substitute in a different trait if you feel it better fits what you're doing. And Bianca, can I get acuity from you?
Sure. I don't know why this camera's gone
It's upside
weird.
down. Oh, I just did that.
Oh.
I think I'll just use acuity for looking for.
So reflexes then,
Yep.
because it's a survival check.
Yeah,
so it'll be
just-
survival reflexes. Cool.
Survival is that.
Challenge level. It's really hard. 4. You have 3 dice. 3.
Okay. I'm doing an. Oh, you.
I'll let
go.
it be 3. It's fine.
Okay.
You do a group check.
One.
Yeah, you can. You can get.
What does that mean?
You get 2 more dice if the other 2 are helping you.
What was the check?
It doesn't matter. Are you helping him search for tracks?
Sure,
Or are
yeah.
you helping Bianca keep a lookout?
Nah, tracks.
Tracks?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Or neither?
Yeah. Tracks.
You get 2 more dice to roll.
Alright.
You need both to be successes. They are
One
not.
was- no.
Okay. You
And
don't
I'm just
find
doing
any
an
tracks.
acuity.
Cool.
2.
And with 2 as well. You don't spot anything for quite a long time. You travel for about 40 minutes up this road, navigating and trotting and carrying along. And then you spot some bushes that are broken apart and look, there's quite a mess of sort of nonsense happening where it's all torn apart and very unnatural looking. And then as you get to that precipice and kind of head over to see what's going on, because your checks failed to spot anything at any distance, you get up to these bushels and look just past them, and you see a cart, a wagon, in a small clearing just off the road with trees all around it. That seems to be semi-broken. One of the wheels is a bit bent. It's a little bit damaged. And all the contents on the top of the cart have been like ravaged and rummaged through. And as you approach, you see there are 2 figures standing next to the cart, leaning over, and you can hear the sound of like crunching and breaking as you're looking at the cart. They're sort of rifling through things, and you hear this breaking and crunching. Arvin, you're at the front. You're not too far away from them. You're probably about 20 meters away. Maybe even less, 10, 15, because it's a small clearing.
Cool. Can I recognize what that sort of a breaking and crunching would be? Like, is it the sound of a glass being shattered?
Make a alchemy check. Alchemy intelligence.
All right. Three.
Nice.
It sounds like something crystalline being ground by a mortar and pestle, or like crushed, like a high, the explosive breaking of like a crystalline structure, which only you would know as an alchemist, because it's the sort of thing you've played with.
Nerve and the poor technique.
I'm gonna sprint out. Aye!
Okay, so as you run into the clearing, it takes you the first 2 or 3 steps to realize that something's a little bit weird. The second 2 or 3 strides before you realize something's very weird. And I'm going to get you to make an acuity check, and all you need to do is not roll like a 1.
Well,
To completely
you're gonna
misjudge the
set me a
situation.
challenge like that. Oops. 3.
Okay, so stopping at short range, so there's roughly about 5 or 6 meters between you. You notice that this person is very yellow.
Oh no.
Their skin is yellow. And you can see the back of their neck. They've got this. It seems like there's 2 people here. It seems like there's a woman in her like 40s. We're still wearing clothes, but it's very dirty and disheveled. And there's a man who looks to be in his 60s with the build of a miner. And they have incredibly yellow skin, and they're both facing away from you. And as you're at about that 5 meter distance, and you like stop in your tracks shouting at them and notice that and hear the crunching, you see the first one, the man, turn his head towards you. As his face twists around, from his eyes, from his nose, from his mouth, yellow bile mixed with phlegm is drooling and dribbling and sliming out of every orifice on his face. Around his mouth, there are dark, coagulated blood. And in his lips and gums, you see sharp shards of blue vitriol piercing his flesh. His teeth, as he turns and his mouth hangs open, his teeth are shattered in the very effort, it seems, immediately, of eating rocks. So he has been biting and crunching through this crystalline substance you know of as blue vitriol. And it's like shattering and impaling his mouth. And this disturbing man with his shirt hanging open, blue staining his mouth, stares towards you with milky, cataract-filled eyes.
What are you?
And the other one turns, and you see a woman, similar features, similar condition.
I'm just sort of like I've come to a halt, but I'm gonna sort of like take a step back and sort of like hands back as no one come past me sort of thing. The party.
There's a moment of pausing as you all lock eyes on this situation. A moment of still, a moment of perfect calm, and then as both just start sprinting directly towards Arvin, like hands clawing up in twisted shapes like of aggression, and these jarred, broken teeth and crystal-filled maws lunging towards you. And we'll commence combat next week. Oh yeah.
Thanks for watching. I love how it ended like
I was glad I was so glad.
Should we have a conversation? Listen, we'll end with a conversation. Maybe we should let's just walk down the road.
I was so glad you said walk down the road.
You did not look happy when
I
we
was
said
so
it.
glad
You were
because
like,
I was
really?
dumb. I was dumbstruck by that because I'd put it out of my head. I'm like, I'm not going to get to do the cool reveal yet, and then I'm like, yay, the cool reveal! But I can't let them know. Oh, you want to do a little? Let me just check that I've got the portrait ready to put up.
Which looks awesome, by the way. Well done, Alicia.
Yes.
Yay! And we start off with combat next week.
Yes.
Woo! Join us next week for episode 4 of LUCEVERA. Round of for the context that's missing, as our patrons scroll above us and we give thanks, I apologize deeply for creating this measuring tool with an improvised flap. This is my engineering check. You fold it out for the full measurement, otherwise it's these half measurements, and I've essentially created a fidget toy for everyone at the table.
Fidget tool so good that I already got it confiscated before stream started.
This is the other half of Elle's
It's broken in half.
You'll see it next
Don't worry,
week.
I will say I also punished myself with the same
You
thing.
did.
I will create fidget-free measuring tools for next week.
Good first test
All
run.
right. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.